2540.
Has it been going at this year's festival? Well, the turnout, Vanessa, is amazing as it is. Thomas, hello.
Nice to be there with you.
What is the purpose of this meeting and who will be in attendance?
Talking about how African countries can stop relying to a large extent on...
I definitely seeing a lot of deeply political films, either directly treating a political issue or with a political subtext. Don't miss the live special reports between Capital Television and Doswell Television at 9:30 p.m. Again.
Tanzania nzima. Mimi hapa na kipaji cha
TPDF soldiers killed and 26 others injured in Kigoma road accident. CDF's pilot's son Nelson Mabeyo laid to rest in Simiyu. And in sports, Vodacom Premier League defending champion Simba defeat Kagera Sugar 3-0 at the Kaitaba Stadium in Kagera. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. First, the national news. 2 soldiers from Tanzania People's Defense Forces from Kigoma base were killed and 26 others injured after the vehicle they had boarded veered off the road and overturned along the Windsor-Mpanda Road while en route to Katavi. Acting Chief Medical Doctor at Kigoma Maweni Referral Hospital, Dr. Lamek Mdengo, said some of the casualties are receiving medical treatment at the hospital while others have been transported to Baptist Hospital to get X-ray services as the referral hospital does not have X-ray machines.
We've received 20 casualties who have been given first aid and have been taken to the municipal hospital for X-ray because ours is not working.
Hawa wote 20 kuna waliovunjika mikono, kuna waliovunjika miguu.
There are those who have suffered fractured arms and legs, and some are to be referred to Muhimbili for further treatment. For those to be referred to Muhimbili, their condition is not critical, but in our capacity we cannot treat them as they deserve.
Tutawalifaa kwenda Muhimbili, hali zao sio kwamba ni mbaya sana, lakini kwa uwezo wa hapa hawezi kupata huduma.
Hundreds of residents from Simiyu, Mara and Mwanza regions have turned up at the funeral of the son of the Chief of Defense Forces, Nelson Venance Mabeyo, a pilot at Uric Company who died in a plane accident that also caused the death of a student pilot on September 23rd in Serengeti National Park. The body of the late Nelson Mabeyo was laid to rest at his home village of Masanza in Simiyu region. Also present at the funeral was the Minister of Defense and National Service, Dr. Hussein Mwinyi.
I've stood here before you to convey my condolences on behalf of 2 groups. The first group is the Ministry of Defense employees, of which some are present here today and most were not able to come today. All of them have asked me to convey our condolences the parents, relatives and friends of the departed during this difficult period of mourning. The second group is from all ministers and deputy ministers of the government. May He show and guide us in our faithful reflection, so that we can forever pray for Him, that what He was not able to fulfill here on earth, that He may be accepted in heaven.
May his soul rest in peace. Amen. Now, moving on, Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa has directed investigation on tax evasion by business people involved in forest products who are alleged to be colluding with leaders in Njombe region. Prime Minister gave the directive after touring and inspecting production of electricity poles at Kwahia factory in Mufindi district.
I've instructed Deputy Minister to go to Njombe and speak to every municipal council by starting with the regional commissioner what is going on in Njombe. Now buyers are no longer buying from Iringa, they are all flocking to Njombe.
Women from Narungombe village in Ruangwa district, Council, Lindi region have said many are facing marriage problems caused by spending a lot of time searching for water instead of taking care of their families. They made their claims when the Minister of Water, Professor Makame Mbarawa, inspected a water project at Narungombe village.
We cannot take care of our marriages because we spend a lot of time in search of water. He was always asking for more time, yet he didn't fulfill his responsibility. Today I was supposed to arrest you, but I will not do so because I want us to dissolve this contract in peace. Water Ministry contractors don't have the experience. I want this work to stop.
Wewe na ndugu zako wamekusaidia, marafiki zako wamekupa vikazi, shida ndio tunaipata sisi.
A student who is an Egyptian national, Abdullah Aziz Aman, has appeared in Kisutu Resident Magistrate Court to face charges of illegal transporting of Tanzanite citrizan and sapphire minerals worth more than 36 million shillings. Senior government advocate Wankio Simon told the court that the accused did not have the right to respond to the charges, as the court does not have the mandate to hear the case. In another case, an officer with CRDB Bank Ubungo branch, Andrew Babu, and 3 business people have appeared in Kisutu Resident Magistrate Court to face 8 charges, which include forgery of Tembo ATM cards and money laundering of 100 million shillings. Now, the body of Nelson Olutu, a student pilot, among 2 casualties who died in a plane crash on a Monday, which occurred at Seronera airstrip in Serengeti National Park, is expected to be laid to rest on Friday in Arusha. Speaking at the home of the deceased, the spokesperson of the family, Elianata Ituwe, thanked the government for the support given since the death of Nelson Olutu.
Commend the government because we've received assistance from TANAPA. It has supported us in these preparations. We are therefore grateful. As a family, we thank you. Preparations are going on well. We hope to lay him to rest tomorrow here at home, and all preparations have been carried out from here. From tomorrow at 8 a.m. we will be at Mount Meru Hospital. Later we will come back home. Then we will go to church where last respects will be paid. At 1 p.m. the funeral service will begin. Then at 3:30 p.m. he will be brought back home where he will be laid to rest. His passing has truly touched us, neighbors and friends of the family, because he was still very young and had a lot of plans for his family and his future. It is a big blow because, as you know, he has just completed his training to be a pilot and was planning to be awarded his certificate next week. But sadly, he passed away, and God's plans no one can go against.
Next week.
Now, parents of Standard 6 pupils from Ludete Primary School in Geita region have camped at the school grounds for about 8 hours to protest against the school's decision to expel pupils on claims that they did not qualify to be registered to join Standard 7 as they had failed their Standard 4 exams 2 years ago. On his part, the Executive Director of Geita District Council, Ali Kidakwa, directed the Primary Education Officer to investigate the matter and take disciplinary measures against teachers who allowed the pupils to continue with education at the school despite failing their Standard 4 exams.
If they've been to school for 2 years, why have they not been given results without even notifying the parents? Mr. Pili, we need help. Our children are suffering, and it has been 2 years that they've been struggling in their studies. The exam results was never put up on notice board, so we could not tell whether we passed or not. We proceeded to 5th and 6th grade. Later, I decided to make a follow-up with the teacher. I was advised to go to Geita. I've instructed the District Education Officer for primary schools to make a follow-up in 3 days so as to find out what went wrong, and if it is found that there is any malpractice, then disciplinary measures will be taken.
Uzembe ukibainika, ina maana hatua za kinidhamu na za kiutumishi zitachukuliwa.
We do apologize for the mixture of footage there on that story, but we're moving on. Women activists from non-governmental organizations in Kilimanjaro, Tanga and Dar es Salaam regions taking part in the 14th Gender Festival in Dar es Salaam have said that sexual harassment and female genital mutilation has continued to hinder women's emancipation in the country. This is the story.
There
are a lot of challenges when it comes to crossing the borders. Women are still struggling with knowing their rights, with challenges of sex corruption, especially for women entrepreneurs, when they do not follow rules and regulations, which in most cases results in issues of abuse. Circumcision among women still prevails in the country. It is quite a big torture to women, from the pains felt during the act to HIV infections to labor deaths sometimes. If you look at it on the bigger picture, its impacts are huge. Traditional leaders who have participated in our seminars are scared of eradicating the act directly, but they are looking forward in first address awareness on the impacts of circumcision and its illegality, and later on they will give a statement together to all clans in Tarime district. I condemn circumcision since it is a humiliating act. That is the end of national news. International news follows shortly. And in international news, the remains of more than 200 people killed during the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi in Rwanda have been found in the mass grave in Nyakabanda area, Kigali city. 25 years after the genocide, Rwandans have continued to witness remains of those who died in the genocide. Mass graves have also been found in several houses. We received reports of bodies found here from a person who survived from the massacre, who said that while trying to rescue himself, he entered a hole that had dead bodies, including my father's body. Uhuru Kenyatta of Kenya and his Somali counterpart Mohamed Farmoj have met in New York on the sidelines of the ongoing United Nations General Assembly as tension over border demarcations between the two countries continue. While Kenya has sought to have the case before the International Court of Justice resolved out of the court, Somalia has maintained the case goes to full hearing. The New York meeting was convened by the Egyptian President Al-Assis, the current chair of the Africa Union.
The administration continues to reach out to the Federal Republic of Somalia in an effort to find an amicable and sustainable solution to the maritime boundary disputes between us. In this regard, I welcome the decision of the African Union Peace and Security Council of the 3rd September 2019 that urges both parties to engage. As we all know, the UN Charter privileges the use of negotiation as the most preferred mechanism for settlement of disputes. I want at this opportunity to thank the African Union for the endorsement of Kenya's candidature to the Security Council for the year 2021-2022 and our pursuit for solutions to global challenges convinces us that we are well placed to contribute constructively in the Security Council.
A two-day meeting on peace in Beni is taking place in North Kivu in the Democratic Republic of Congo, with the United Nations saying peace can only be achieved through talks and not military arms. The aim of the meeting is finding means of reducing, if not completely ending, the conflicts. We want the people of Congo to help us in recovering peace in the country, because these efforts will not be successful if there shall be no support from the locals. We are here to help them be secure and live peacefully. We believe in unity. If this plan will work, then it is possible to end wars in Congo. And that is the end of international news. Business news follows shortly after the break. We'll be right back.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
To be rich, I have to be a business person.
It's not an easy road at all.
People need to understand. You must quickly think, how cost effective are you going to be?
Business acts as a way in which it can bridge that gap.
Business Edition will keep you informed on latest developments in the financial sector, extractive industry, tourism, agriculture, energy, construction, and so much more. Meet entrepreneurs who create employment opportunities. Watch Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and in business news tonight, NBC Bank has launched a special digital service aimed at facilitating payment transactions made by various institutions. Whoever will do any transactions through mobile phone by using his or her NBC Bank account will be able to win instant prizes, where draws will be held every now and then, and the amount of money won will be directly transferred to their accounts. In this regard, we have expanded our agents network throughout the country. We now have about 2,000 agents throughout the country, where lately we entered into partnership with Postal Corporation in order to make sure that citizens in every corner of the country will be reached easily through Postal Office Network, which has over 300 offices to get access to NBC Bank services. The Minister of Minerals, Dr. Biteko, has directed government executives, including from the mineral sector, to stop harassing and arresting miners in order to attract them to mineral markets being established in various parts of the country. Everybody here from the Ministry of Minerals and other authorities should help Tanzanians in benefiting from the minerals. Let us not be the source of making Tanzanians export minerals illegally. Let us give them enough room to do their business legally and freely in their own country. Do not harass them, because by doing so we might trigger into criminal activities. let them feel free to bring their minerals at the market. And financial institutions which provide services to farmers in Mtwara region have been challenged to provide education to cooperative societies on financial management in order to address the problem of embezzlement of funds. TPB should find means on how to interact with AMCOS groups and increase awareness on secretaries of the groups, because many of them have poor knowledge on such issues.
Hawajawa na uelewa pengine wa matumizi ya kompyuta. Tumejiandaa kuandaa mafunzo rasmi.
We are now preparing special trainings for AMCOS groups so that all challenges expressed by the regional commissioner are addressed. As TPB, we are providing services through all our branches. And that is the end of business news. Sports news follows next.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose some length.
And in sports news, the Vodacom Premier League defending champions have defeated Kagera Sugar by hammering them 3-0 at the Kaitaba Stadium in Kagera. The Msimbazi club went ahead through Medi Kagere before Mohamed Hussein scored the second, and Kagere again finalized the score.
Tumepoteza na pia niwapongeze Simba. Tumecheza game, mpira ulikuwa mzuri, lakini wametumia makosa yetu ambayo tumeyafanya, wameweza kuimaliza game. Kwa hiyo nawapongeza Simba kwa kupata ushindi.
The national wheelchair basketball team caravan, comprising of 23 players and 3 administrators, will head to Kenya on 16th of October for an international competition.
We thank God that we have no injured player and the coaches are proceeding with their work. We still have the challenge of participating because we still lack adequate funds. We are still making follow-ups on several companies and government, as well as private institutions and other basketball stakeholders, to see how they can support this team.
UEFA have officially announced a new European club football competition. Here's the story.
The Champions League and Europa League. Although details are scarce at the moment, reports say it will primarily be contested by teams from lower-ranked UEFA member associations. One English team will also enter the playoffs of the new tournament, which will be played on Thursday night, the same night as the Europa League. UEFA have already confirmed that during the 2021-24 cycle, competitors in the Europa League will be cut down from 64 to 32, with a playoff round added between the group stage and the last 16.
The draw for the Carabao Cup fourth round saw 2 tasty ties, with Premier League leaders Liverpool hosting Arsenal and Chelsea facing Manchester United. Here's the report.
Holders Manchester City are at home against Southampton, Aston Villa play Wolves, and Everton face Watford. In an All-League 2 clash, Crawley played Colchester, who knocked out Tottenham on penalties. Oxford will entertain Sunderland in an All-League 1 encounter. For the first time in the competition's 59-year history, no championship side made it through to the 4th round.
And the Egyptian Football Association has written to FIFA over the apparent rejection of their votes in Monday's Best FIFA Football Awards. Here's more.
All national team coaches and captains as well as media representatives were required to send in their top 3 picks before the deadline on August 19th. The EFA insists they met the deadline, and interim coach Shauki Gharib and captain Ahmed El Mohammadi voted for the Liverpool star. However, neither reflected on the voting breakdown, which has led to the consequent questioning. Hani Daniel, who was the Egyptian media representative, voted for Sadio Mane, Cristiano Ronaldo and Salah in that order.
And that sports item ends on news bulletin for tonight. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. Thank you for watching and good night.
Great episode with a wonderful team chatting on public display emotions. And on #+255, discover the iconic features of Bongo movies without forgetting the hottest stories of the week. At 9:15 p.m. live on Capital Television. Don't miss.
We're going to be looking at Tigo's innovation journey as well as development of the internet penetration in the country.
We have a full, let's say, digital programs to build digital literacy and education through some area where internet is quite new for them. We believe that the customer is one is driving the market and driving the company and strategy and innovation.
What to you are the key drivers in Tanzania?
The Tigo, we have worked on developing more content to the customer to allow them to go into this internet and digital lifestyle journey by developing customized offer for them with a very affordable data or internet packs.
Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Homa ya dengu. Homa ya dengu ni ugonjwa unaosababishwa na virusi vinavyoenezwa na mbu aina ya Aedes. Mbu hao hupendelea kuuma nyakati za asubuhi na jioni.
Dalili za homa ya dengu ni pamoja na homa kali ya ghafla, kuumwa kichwa hususan sehemu za machoni, maumivu makali ya misuli na viungo vya mwili, kichefuchefu au kutapika, kuvimba tezi, uchovu, kupatwa na vipele vidogo vidogo, na mara chache mgonjwa anaweza kutokwa na damu kwenye fizi na sehemu za wazi za mwili, mfano machoni.